I really didn't want to have to make this video, but as an admittedly former Matt Engarde fan, I have to address the current situation. If you haven't heard, on March 23rd, Matt Engarde was found guilty for the murder of Juan Corrida. Now, that's not fully accurate. He didn't, kill him with his own hands, but, well, let's go over this case from the top. On March 20th, at around 8 p.m., Matt Engarde was arrested as the prime suspect for Juan Corrida's murder. Personally, I always thought he was innocent. I mean, he had a solid alibi and was supposed to be doing a conference later, so why would he ruin it by committing murder right before? Not to mention this country's crazy high false conviction rate, with how the police love to grab whoever was standing too close, and Phoenix Wright of all people was defending him. Mr. Wright has had a perfect record from the beginning of his career in a way we have never seen before. Yes, there was Manfred von Karma, but Phoenix Wright exposed his shady practices to the public once and for all back in December of 2016. He never aimed for a so-called perfect trial. He always aimed for the truth, and he always won, even when the odds were stacked against him. So that's why I was so confident he would be able to get Engarde off the hook. When it came time for the trial, I knew I had to watch it with my own two eyes. And let me tell you guys, it was packed. I've never seen the courthouse so full. Makes sense, considering we're talking about two celebrities here, but still. That trial certainly started with a bang, no pun intended, with the bailiff announcing the prosecutor, Franziska von Karma, had been shot. Not gonna lie, I was kinda looking forward to seeing the Von Karma legacy be ripped to shreds again, but nevertheless, who would come take her place but the legendary prosecutor Miles Edgeworth himself? He hadn't been seen since the chief prosecutor's trial over a year ago, so I was honestly surprised. I thought he'd quit law altogether after everything that happened. My first sign that I should have noticed something was off was Mr. Wright looked a lot more tense than usual. That and his weird assistant looked kinda weird. I mean, weirder than usual. A lot taller, and her hairstyle was super weird too, but I don't think any of that matters. Truth be told, I was much more focused on Mr. Wright, who seemed, I don't know, stressed? Scared? Something was really off with him right from the beginning, and I think Prosecutor Edgeworth noticed it too. It almost seemed like he was begging for the trial to continue on till the end of time at points. It was like he was desperate to get Engarde found innocent. Of course, this case was way too big and complex to be solved in just one day, leading the judge to postpone the trial until the 23rd. And this really distressed him. Like, his life was over or something. But he still came back the next day, so... The fan law forums were going crazy that night. It was like a total 50-50 split between the Matt supporters and the Matt haters. The mods had to completely lock it down due to the sheer number of posts, and some users were getting into really intense arguments over whether he was innocent or not. I'd like to say I was on the side of let's wait until the trial's over, but no, I was out there fighting for Matt like it was my full-time job, which I can say I really regret now. I was so confident it was his manager. She had the biggest opportunity to commit it after all, and she even had a motive. The trial the next day was insane, to say the least. Through the whole trial, my confidence in Matt was slowly chipping away until... that reveal completely shattered any trust I had left in him. It was like he became a totally different person, taunting his attorney to get him not guilty, sounding like he had something on Mr. Wright, which we'll get to in a moment. The second craziest thing to happen was when they A, confirmed a literal assassin killed Corrida, and then let him testify through a radio. There has to be some sort of law that would prevent that, right? Nevertheless, they did it. And they not only proved that Matt Engarde was the one who hired him, but even got the assassin to turn his sights on him. At the end, though, I swear it sounded like there was a fucking hostage. Was Mr. Wright defending Engarde because someone was being held hostage? That trial was so long, and I was so tired by the end. I didn't know what to think. One of the things that trial revealed was the truth behind Celeste Impax's death. For those who don't know, Miss Impax was Matt Engarde's manager for a while until she became Juan Corrida's. After that, she and Corrida fell in love, but she suddenly committed suicide shortly before their wedding. Now, thanks to this trial, we have the full context. As it turns out, Impax and Engarde previously had a relationship as well, and Engarde and Corrida's petty rivalry went way too far. After finding this out, Corrida dumped her like she was tainted or some other misogynistic shit. Like, let's not pretend that Corrida was totally innocent here. Not to speak ill of the dead, but he was just as bad as Engarde. Knowing all the ins and outs of just how bad and toxic these two were, honestly put a bit of a damper on the shows they were both in. They were both good shows, though I admit I'm more of a samurai fan than a ninja fan, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to enjoy them the same way anymore. Matt Engarde was a fantastic actor, but at the end of the day, we have to admit the truth is he was not refreshing like a spring breeze, but a cowardly, pathetic excuse of a man who would rather use his money to hire a hitman to do his dirty work over a stupid rivalry that went on way too long and even killed an innocent woman in the crossfire. I feel so bad for Ms. Andrews too, not just because I accused her without all the facts, but because she was trapped in such a shitty situation for so long and almost even met the same fate as her mentor because of these two awful men. Truth be told, I loved Engarde's work as a Nickel Samurai. He was legitimately a breath of fresh air from Will Powers, and his interactions with Sayo felt so natural. But you know what? At least Will Powers never killed anyone. At least Will Powers isn't a coward, and at least Will Powers actually gives a shit about the Steel Samurai cinematic universe. From this point on, Will Powers is the only valid samurai actor in the SSCU in my mind. Well, him and whoever takes on the role of the Iron Infant. Speaking of which, the Iron Infant is kind of a weird name, isn't it? Like, is he going to become the Iron Toddler? Iron Child? Iron Emo Teenager? An Iron Adult just sounds weird. Unless, as he grows up, he trains under his father to become the Iron Samurai. That'd be so cool. That's gonna be a long time till then, though. I do have to wonder who they'll cast. I've been hearing good things about a new actor named Sean Fenn, I think. I'd love to see him play the Iron Infant. I just really hope he doesn't get into any controversy, too. It's starting to seem like the Steel Samurai series has become a magnet for trouble. Sorry for the rant at the end there. I just really love this series. It'd be such a shame if it got cancelled. Well, I know the Matt Engarde fan club is in shambles now. Or maybe not. Even after everything that got proven in court, there's still some people defending him, claiming he was framed, or even siding with him knowing he did all that. Like, in some cases, I get it. This legal system is horrible, and because of that, there are a lot of false convictions. But when an assassin literally says he hired him and he admits it, I don't know. I think I'm inclined to believe the guy that kills for a living. Some people will defend actual murderers, and I will never get it. Thanks for listening to me, and I'll catch you all later. Bye!